What's up guys, Tihus here with day 2 of my Cross Souls deck profile videos. These will be going on all week, so come back every day until Friday to see them. Anyway, today I thought I'd look at Zefra-tellarknight. The Zefra are a new archetype premiering in Cross Souls. I'll probably do a full video on them at some point either this week or next week, probably on Saturday or next Saturday. And yeah, they're basically pendulum versions of members of other archetypes. And they work as a deck by themselves, or they can put them into decks of their respective other archetypes. I thought I'd look at Tellarknight Zefras because there's a lot of ways that they work together. So anyway, here's the deck profile. So first we have 3 Tellarknight Beal Zefra. Its pendulum effect is you cannot pendulum summon monsters except Tellarknight or Zefra monsters. This effect cannot be negated. This is the same for all the Zefra monsters. Oh well, their archetype and Zefra. Its monster effect is if this card is normal flip or pendulum summon, you can target one of the Tellarknight or Zefra card in your monster or pendulum zone and one set card your opponent controls and destroy them. This effect can only be used once per turn. Nice back row clearer, 1900 beat stick, searchable by the neb. It's a fiend, so it can't be rotated, but it works well with Quinu. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, which I'll show later. But yeah, it's just general nice back row clearance and a beefy beat stick and a scale 7. Then I've got 3 Tellarknight Zefra-tellarknight, the only one scale in the deck. You might think why? Well, it's searchable by 9 cards, so Neb, Rotor and Oracle, so you can get it pretty easily, and all of the other scale 1 Zefra don't really work with the deck, so I thought I'd just keep it at 1. Although you do pendulum summon quite a bit, it's not the main focus of the deck. Anyway, its monster effect is if this card is normal flip or pendulum summoned, you can target one of the Tellarknight or Zefra card in your monster zone or pendulum zone, and one face-up card your opponent controls and destroy them. Effect can only be used once per turn. Again, works with Quinu. It's a nice parallels to Beal. The other part of the field clearance, just a nice general effect. 100 wall, can be good for defending, and yeah, it's just generally quite a good card. And you've got 3 Zefra Quinu Secret of the Yangzing. When this card is pendulum summoned or when this card in your monster zone or pendulum zone is destroyed by battle, by card effect you can add 1 Yangzing or Zefra spell trap card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this once per turn. 2 600 wall, you don't really pendulum summon it off. Normally you just use it with Beal and Thuban to search for your Zefra spell and trap cards. It works really well with them, so that's why I run in at 3. All Shadow Zefra Core. When this card is pendulum summoned or it's sent to the graveyard, you can target one Zefra card in your pendulum zone, except Zefra Core and special summon it. Basically, if you pendulum summon this guy, you'll always get a rank 4 because the only scale 1 in the deck is Thuban, so you will be able to special summon a level 4 and exceeds with it, so you can make rank 4 plays just by pendulum summoning 1 card, which is really nice. Another good thing is if you use it on a monster that only detaches 1 material at a time, or you don't detach any materials from the monster that you summon off it, and that monster is removed from the field in your opponent's turn, it floats with the other pendulum zone monster. So say you summon Abyss Dweller, if it's removed from the field in your opponent's turn, Zefra Core will be sent to the graveyard and its effect will activate, and you can special summon the other monster from your pendulum zone. So say it's a Quinu, you get a 2600 defense wall. If it's a Beal, you get a 1900 beat stick. So yeah, it's very, very good. So that's why I run it at 3. And that's it for the Zefras. Onto the Tellarknights, you've got 3 Deneb and 3 Altair. Basic engine, Deneb searches, Altair retrieves from the graveyard to make rank 4 plays, and Deneb is a nice searcher. Obviously staple at 3 in any Tellarknight deck. 1 Nuclei thins the deck. Really, you can just send Deneb, set up for an Altair play or a Call the Haunter play. So that's why he's in there. 3 Rotor, search out Deneb, Altair and Thuban. Oracle. It's a good searcher because it's a field spell, so it stays on the field, so you can recycle it with Triver. But also, it has a secondary effect apart from its on activation Rotor effect, which is if you exceed someone with a Zefra monster, you can draw a card and then discard a card, which is nice for thinning the deck if you want to. Now, just cycle through your deck more quickly, so maybe discard to Neb or an Altair after drawing a card, so you set up for an Altair play or a Cop Haunter play or whatever. 3 ST for back row clearance, Rogeki for front row clearance. 3 final Zefra assaults. It's like 3 Infernity Barrier really. When a spell or trap card is activated or a monster effect, you can banish 1 face-up Zefra monster from your extra deck and negate the activation if you do destroy it. Works well with Beal and Thuban because they sort of set up by destroying monsters to activate their effects. So if you have something in your pendulum zone, you know summon one of those 2 guys and destroy it and destroy an opponent's monster, you then set up for Zefra Assault, which is really nice, and also works really well with Quinu, because if Quinu's destroyed, it's sent to the extra deck face up, so you can search Zefra Assault and then banish it with Zefra Assault and negate something, so that's really nice. 3 Alpha, another 3 Infernity Barriers, send 1 face up Tellarknight monster you control to graveyard and negate the activation of a spell, trap or monster effect if you do destroy that card, and then draw 1 card, so it's an Infernity Barrier with a draw. Only problem with this is you can't send the Zefra-tellarknights because you cannot send pendulum monsters to the graveyard for a cost, because if they were going to be sent to the graveyard they go to the extra deck, and so you can't send them, which is a downside, but it's still a very good negation of card. And you've got 7 targets in the deck, not including the extra deck, so it's very, very good. Nice control. Bottomless and Solemn, Staple Traps, and 3 Call of the Haunted to reuse the Neb and Altair and Unakali, and just generally going to rank 4 players, and it's nice because it can be returned with Trifer, as I'll go into later. Then 1 Tellarknight Ptolemaeus, which requires 2 level 4 monsters. Normally people play this with rank 5s, I haven't bothered in this case. Basically I use this as a way of getting out a 2 material Tellarknight Exceeds monster, which I can then go into Constellar Diamond in phase 2 if I'm going against a dark deck, or I can just use it with Alpha if I need to, or anything like that really. It's a 2600 defense wall. Some people might say it's a bit of a waste not using it with a Pallades or something, but if I was going to use the bounce effect I use Trifer anyway. So 2 Deltaros, triple rank 3, just cannot activate cards effects when you normal special summon the monsters. You can dispatch to destroy. It requires 3 generic materials, so you can use Zefra Core. So if Deltaros is sent to the graveyard on an opponent's turn, you get 2 float effects, one from Core and one from Deltaros himself. So you set up for another Deltaros next turn, which is really nice. Very good for field control as well. Triver is exceptional in this deck. So good. You just get 3 Tellarknights out, which is fairly easy to do in this deck, and then returns all the cards on the field to your hand, so you can recycle oracles for the next turn. You can protect your pendulum monsters from your opponent's effects for a turn, so they can't exit on the field with them on the field. And also it has an effect where you get to send cards from your opponent's hand to the graveyard at random, so it's also a nice bit of control there. And if it's sent from the field to the graveyard when it has these material, you can target 1 Tellarknight in the graveyard and special summon it. So again, really nice floating effect, which you can set up for plays later. Also you can loop Trivers in this deck fairly easily just by summoning a Triver 1 turn, having it survive and summon another Triver next turn, bounce everything including the other Triver, and then you can just keep doing that over and over again and slowly pick away at your opponent's resources, which is really good and an easy way to win the game. Then Constellar Diamond, Chaos Exceeds, summon it on a Tellarknight Exceeds monster you control. While that card has material, neither player can send cards from the deck to the graveyard, and any card that returns from the graveyard to the hand is banished instead. During either player's turn with the Dark Monster's effect activated, you can detach 1 material from this card and get the activation and destroy it. It's good as an easy to summon beat stick if you can overlay it into one of the Tellarknights. Good against dark decks, especially BA, which can't get Dante's and shenanigans out then. So yeah, very nice, particularly the BA matchup. 1 Cowboy for gain any burn, Castel for field removal, 101 for field removal, Exciton for field nukes if I need it, Omega if opponents have got a lot of back row, which is intimidating. I might get rid of it because I don't really go into that often. 1 Tsukiyomi, it's an alright first turn play. It just helps me cycle through the deck if I need to, and it also triggers Cause effect, which is nice. 1 Rebellion Exceeds Dragon to get over big monsters. 1 Emerald for recycling, because you'll go through the resources quite quickly in the deck. It's nice to be able to recycle them. And 1 Abyss Dweller to stop any graveyard effects. So yeah, that's the deck. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good, I think. So if you disagree, let me know in the comments. If you do agree, let me know in the comments. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. And if you do, please like, favourite, comment and subscribe, and stay around for the other Crossover Souls deck profiles for this week.